Yes, we absolutely do.
We got, go ahead.
Yes, we have the new director of Classic Upward Bound, Miss Yolanda Williams, Miss Yo.
Yes,
Hey,
Yes,
Miss
and we
Yo.
so
also
happy to be here.
yes,
Yes, welcome.
wonderful.
And we also have the executive director of the whole Unicube,
Yes,
Robert Smith.
Pleasure, pleasure to be here.
Yes,
Pleasure to be here.
welcome. And we heard he can sing, y'all. So birthday people, stay tuned. Mr. Robert Smith has a solo. He's got every single,
he can sing all the parts. Actually,
all the parts of the Stevie Wonder version. I
Yep.
hear.
Yep.
Been at home practicing. Thank you so much. Okay, so we want to talk about last week's show. Did you get to catch it?
I caught a little bit of it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still working, so I'm trying to find my groove, make sure I'm boom shakalacking at 4 o'clock. So I did catch a little bit of it.
Right, right. We had some great guests last week.
Yes, we did. We had Precious Muhammad, business owner of Good Things by Precious.
Yes.
Yes.
And we also had Rochelle Chase, and she wanted to do an interview about us. But we got her first, so we
Yep.
were able to interview her on last week's show. Scroll down our wall and check out that interview.
Yes, yes, yes. She's done some great books on Buxton, Iowa.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah. Great work. And she's also now working for the starting
The
line.
Iowa starting line, yeah.
Right.
So, yes, if you look on Facebook, you'll find some great articles from there, too. So,
Right. And we also want to tell you to check out Good Things by Precious on
Yes.
Facebook because she provided us with some great masks. And as you can see, we're in the garden today. Everybody has their mask, and we're all
yes,
being
we
very,
do.
yes. Does everybody feel safe?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
All
We've got the measurements. We're good.
Right, right. We've had to take their temperatures. And what else did we do? We gave them hand sanitizer. We wiped them all down. Everybody's clean and safe. We can't be too safe today in today's world, that's for sure. All right. So we just want to remind you guys to stay tuned because we're going to be singing happy birthday to you. And we're going to talk to our guest here in just a moment. And I'll check the camera to see if we have any viewers.
I would be happy to. We do have some viewers, and since I'm on my phone, since you're recording, I would be happy to read some comments.
Oh,
That would
okay.
be
Well, that would be great. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. Thanks for watching. Oh, there's Michelle. I see her. Yeah, go ahead and read
Okay.
the comments, and then I'll just sit down for a little
There
while.
you go.
Thank you.
That way you can host us,
Yes.
and we can have some good conversation.
Right. Let us know what people are saying.
Okay,
Yolanda.
so we do have a few comments. The first one is from Mrs. Terry Smith. Hello, ladies, including my hubby.
Oh,
Okay,
So-
Terry.
Hello.
Rochelle Chase says, hi, ladies. Yes, I'm looking forward to it. She says, thank you. And Danelle, is that right?
Daniel.
Daniel, yes.
Daniel says, what's going on in here?
Hey, Daniel.
Yes.
You know, we
Daniel.
figuring it out minute by minute.
Right. You know, Daniel is one of our top fans, and he
Oh,
is.
okay.
He is. His wife Amy is coming on our show next week.
Okay.
To talk about some interesting things.
Okay.
So, yeah. And yesterday, when was it? Last week, we got to enjoy a nice evening snack with Rochelle Chase at Verve
At Verve.
Kombucha.
Okay. I
And-
haven't been there yet. How was it? How was
You
it?
haven't been
I haven't
there,
been there.
but you
What
have.
about you, Robert? You
I've
been there?
Yep. Been that one.
Oh, it's excellent. It's
Okay.
like, it's just a little bit of everything all on one plate. Lots of different powerful flavors
Okay.
and it's also good for you.
Yeah. What do you think of kombucha?
I liked it.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I liked it. I wasn't sure, I hadn't
Yeah.
tasted before. Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I'll be there.
Okay. Well,
so-
maybe we'll go there tonight.
Maybe.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we got some snacks for you after the show anyway, so you guys will have to stick around here for a little while. Yeah, we didn't talk about our Give It Air today, Chaveevah, so I think there's one thing I wanted to say is that there are still people that don't understand Black Lives Matter, no matter how much energy you put into explaining it.
Mm-hmm.
So last night, I was watching the Democratic Convention, and I just happened to be scrolling on Facebook, and I see someone had to say, don't say Black Lives Matter, all lives matter. And I'm like, oh no, there's still people that really have that argument. So I got up from the television and I calmly wrote down the scenario from my perspective, which is I used the parable about if my house was on fire and I asked you to help me extinguish it, you wouldn't say all houses matter. Hopefully you would help me put my fire out.
Yeah. Or if there was a fundraiser for breast cancer, you wouldn't say, well,
all cancer matters.
there you go.
Right.
Right.
And yet and still, when you try to explain to those that won't listen, it's just a futile effort. So what do you say about that, Chaveevah?
Well, yeah, I mean, because you can say things like they're not saying only Black Lives Matter, and it shouldn't have to be necessary to qualify it and say Black Lives Matter also.
Right.
Just the statement of Black Lives Mattering should not be triggering for anybody unless you have to admit to yourself that they don't matter to you. Right. So that's something I think maybe people may have to grapple with, because, you know, let's not get caught up in semantics. Let's get caught up in what we need to do to ensure equal justice for all folks. All folks.
Right. And all lives do matter, but they won't really matter until Black Lives Matter. I mean,
absolutely.
By demonstration.
By
yes.
demonstration, right. One more thing to add to that. Did all lives matter during slavery? Did all lives matter during Jim Crow?
Boom.
Did all lives matter during Reconstruction, mass incarceration, police brutality in the 60s, civil rights? So when you put that argument out there, we just wanted to give that some air today, Chaveevah.
Mm-hmm, because as you know, exposure is the best disinfectant.
That's right. Hopefully that gives some clarity to you. So yeah, you know, we really always talk about the good things, and we are always about that life. Now, Grout Museum has a great exhibit that's going up soon that's actually capturing this whole part of history that we're living through.
Yeah, because this is a moment in time, and you know, those of us that are old enough can look back and see a number of different turning points. You see it as it's happening, and events, all the events circulating around that, and it's a milestone. And so we appreciate that the Grout Museum is making a concerted effort to record that moment in history.
Do you visit the Grout?
I haven't visited in a while, but yes, I've had a chance to go over a few times.
Now, Robert, you say that your father-in-law likes to garden.
Yes, he does.
And what about you?
No. I'm not a gardener. I'll get the yard cut, and that's about as much as I go with it. But I've learned to appreciate it over the years, and you know, watching my father-in-law garden, and I mean, I love the environment. I love what it looks like, but I'm just not very good
the
at
end result. Yeah.
Right. I think I saw some pictures. I think that Terry or Crystal posted of little potted plants at your mother and father-in-law's house.
Yes, he's my whole life that I've known him, he just loves doing that. So
right.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, listen, also I want to ask you, Yolanda, are there any comments? Can people hear us? Because, you know, our microphone situation might not be as well as we think it is with that phone far away. Anybody saying that?
Well, no, I haven't heard that. I don't see that, but we've got some, Randy Hess says hello.
Hey, Randy.
Hey, Randy.
Miss Chiquita Lovelace and Mayor Quentin Hart are watching.
Awesome. All right.
I apologize if I mess y'all names up, but you know the masters are gonna get me right. So they're the masters of these names. They know everybody. So when I mess it up, they'll be like, no, Suada,
Spell it.
Just
Suada.
Sade.
I don't know. That's new.
Says hi, ladies. Rochelle says that she said yes, the food was delicious.
Oh, at the kombucha, yes.
Yeah, at first, yeah.
We've got, what's his name again? Danelle?
Daniel. Like
Flannel, Dan. Okay, I'm gonna get that now. Regarding your cancer comments, he said colon cancer matters too. Really, it doesn't get nearly enough exposure. Terry says she can't hear.
Uh-oh. Terry, see, you got to speak up. She was trying to listen to him, and he's kind of a low talker. Can you talk loud?
Yes, I can talk loud.
Talk like you're getting your point. Talk like you're getting your point across at the office.
Right. Terry don't care what we say. She want to hear her husband.
We in the
Lori
same
Dale
camp,
says,
Robert. I'm
boom
really a low talker,
shakalaka.
so I have to make myself project.
Project.
Yeah.
Lori Dale says, boom shakalaka, ladies and gents.
All right, boom.
UNI EOC is in the house.
All right.
And Philip Banks says, good afternoon, Waterloo. Looks like a fine day.
Hey, Mr. Banks.
Terry says, no, I can't hear. Oh, no, she can hear now.
Oh, good. Okay, good. Thank you. We got a new microphone. Phone's way over there. Okay, so we want to talk about the census. Make sure you fill out your census. Have you already got yours?
When I first got it at the beginning of COVID, I filled it out, got it in the mail, done deal.
Good.
Done.
Yep.
Done. Everybody is done.
Yes.
All right, finally got mine done.
All right.
I'm thankful. So make sure that you do that. You can go online at www. I don't think that needs to be said. We always have to say that anymore. www. Anyway, census.gov. You write www. Okay. So census.gov. Go there. All right. What made you smile today? We had a few comments on that last week, and some people said it was us, Chaveevah.
Is that right?
Yes.
That's so nice.
And you're the winner because you said that. All right. Make sure on City Hall next week they're having that city council meeting.
Yes, to entertain what, if anything, they're going to do concerning the Griffin emblem at the police department.
The badge.
Yes.
Okay.
Right. So, and of course we can't attend because of COVID like everything else, so we have to watch it virtually. So hopefully we'll be able to share that because that's going to be quite an important. And Tavis Hall is asking, you can look on our wall for that Griffin and you'll see the whole post about that. He's asking people to actually email or call your city council members and let them know your opinion on the Griffin, because this is a thing that's been in discussion for generations now.
Okay.
I understand. I'm not, but I do know over the years I've heard a number of times this topic of the Griffin coming up and the issue that the African American community has with it. So.
And Black voices matter.
Yes.
Right?
Amen.
Somebody take it out. What's the problem? Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, and especially I also would think in these times when you see everybody's jumped on that bandwagon that, Aunt Jemima, Uncle Ben, they've been around for decades now and they've made that change. I know it was socially appropriate.
Right.
But you would think that a principality where a population of people have an issue with
diverse.
it.
Yeah,
We should be able to have that positive discussion and advocate for change of that, because I think that unites the community. It doesn't feel like it's as divided.
Exactly. And our most diverse community can
Raise Q-Shack. This man has been, what I understand, every day, just cooking food for the people, for the people, the workers that are down there to help, the military that's down there helping, just feeding them. Good for your body, good for your morale.
Yes. Yes.
Miss Rocki, check your feed really quick just to make sure that you're okay. Miss Chaveevah,
Not gonna be.
would you check? I'm looking at
You all
some
know how we
comments.
do.
What are the
We move
comments
when-
saying?
Sound went out, lost connection.
Okay, there
It's
we go.
on.
It's back
Okay.
on.
So Willie Farley, I said Chris Farley. Willie Ray's Shack in Cedar Rapids for stacking up. Did you have any family in Cedar Rapids, either of you?
No.
No.
I cousins down there, and it was pretty bad. because everybody's power is pretty much messed up. Quite a few people here. Did you have problems with your power here?
No, actually, we didn't have any problems, but we know some people here.
We did. Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah, for about 3 days. The internet really.
Right.
That's the problem with our phone today because the internet is kind of acting janky. So sorry if our service is interrupted a little bit today, but that's the way it goes. But it is what it is. And that's quoting Michelle Obama and no one else, okay? All right. Want to shout out to our binge watchers because Robert, you've never been on the show, but did you know that you could watch this show on YouTube?
Yes, I have learned quite a bit prior to coming. I've been educated quite a bit. So,
Okay, yes.
yeah.
You can watch our show on YouTube, any show, anytime. And thank you for those that have been binge watching all of our shows. I went there yesterday and like somebody had watched a February show 17 million times. And I was like, 17 million? Seriously?
That must have been one of the real funny shows.
Right. Please be civil, y'all. Don't go on there trying to cuss at people.
Yeah, don't call nobody stupid.
No.
We don't have to agree. We can agree to disagree, but some no agreement
needed or necessary. So if you see hashtag NAN, don't feel like you got to comment on whatever was said, because we don't care what you say. It doesn't need a comment.
That's
right?
it. That's all. We've done.
That's it. That's just our opinion. Okay, now we want to talk about, do you subscribe to the Soul Town?
We have it at Unicure.
All right.
Okay.
That's what. There you go.
And on all those countries and several planets.
So I do have to give a shout out to Dr. Mickey Johnson.
Oh,
Because
yes.
when he was at Unicure, his relationship with her, that's how we ended up.
Oh.
Right,
That's
well, good.
how we ended up with the magazine.
Right. And if you get the virtual copy, you can watch this show and just press play. So that's always a good thing too.
Yep.
All right. And you can get your copy at,
Indeed.
yeah, so we always say ladies first. All right. I think you're kind of outnumbered, right? So
I'm
you
just, you know what?
I was going to afford that, age before beauty.
Oh,
I was going to evoke
okay.
that rule.
Right?
I'm just enjoying the environment. Just trust me. I get a chance to listen and learn, and that's what I'm here to do.
Okay.
So.
That's what you're good at, huh? You're a good listener, but we want to talk to you. We got to find out more about you in just a little bit.
Lori Dale just texted me and said it's not live anymore.
Oh, how about
Oh
that?
boy. That boy.
So I figured before you started that, I would share that.
All right.
And are you looking at it too? And it's
Let me
not.
have another look.
What is yours?
So
say?
it's catching up.
Is it buffering?
No,
Yeah.
it started back again.
Did it?
Okay, let me get my wine here. Is it going? I think I'll just stay over here.
See, they don't know how I talk.
Oh, sorry about that.
Yes,
I'm just,
everyone,
when
you know how it is.
when you
We
guess,
moving with the
you
times.
just
Oh, she said it is now. So it's coming in and out. I think
Yeah.
that's what it is.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think we're going to go ahead and start with you, Yolanda.
Okay.
Why don't you tell us what has been going on? How are things going so far as your new position?
It has actually been a fantastic experience so far. So I was able to onboard still with my other position. So I had some time I met with the staff one-on-one, went to the Unicue quite often, met with Robert and the team via Zoom a lot, I feel like. Just so that I was prepared for what I was walking into. And it was fantastic. I walked into a first ever virtual summer program for students, which, it was put together very fast, but the end result has been fantastic. So I'm just acclimating to the federal grant, the other grants, John Deere partners. Also looking at the team, we finished our planning year, so we know what the program looks like moving forward. Being smart about the virtual aspect of it. Like, we know COVID is here and it's real and it's spreading. And so just making those decisions to keep our scholars and our families safe and planning what that virtual, at least that first semester virtually looks like, so that our students can get that help that they need. So we have 95 participants in Classic Upward Bound. And so we're going to be working extremely hard to make sure that they have all those support services for school. Obviously, it's a high school program that we support those high school students. So obviously with COVID, education has been pretty challenging with, the school district trying to implement online learning and what the governor's office is saying about requirements and does it count and does it not count.
But wait a minute. How in the world do you do an Upward Bound program virtually? I mean, isn't that a part of the whole thing, is them being on campus?
So for summer, yes, it is. So we wound up just doing all of our classes virtually every day. So they logged in. We had some stipulations. They had, they had to have their camera on. They had to participate. They had to be active. And I would say the challenges for us are the benefit for our fall program, because we've worked out those bugs and those kinks. So now we're able to provide those services for students when it's most crucial, which is during the school year.
Oh.
Yeah.
So we'll have the tutoring available for our students, which is a required component, but we're going to add some one-on-one components and some just out-of-the-box thinking so we can fully support those students.
Yeah, I was going to say, you already answered my question that I was going to ask about the COVID-19, because it looks like you all are out in front of, as much as it's possible to be in these kind of situations. But I was kind of curious about the permanent changes that you might want to implement. Is that shaping up?
So I think, it's as much as you want to, trying to deal with the COVID aspect of it makes that pretty challenging.
Yeah.
But I think the things that I've identified, and I've talked with Robert quite a bit, is really looking at how are we engaging with more companies to do career shadows and career exploration, and reaching out to more colleges and universities. For example, this summer, since we weren't able to do Classroom on the Road, we did a virtual Classroom on the Road. And baby, we went international.
All right.
So our students, we went to London and Oxford University and did some virtual college tours, and then they had some activities so they can engage themselves, because that's a part of the virtual, right? You can't just sit and Charlie Brown teach them to death. They don't want. They don't want to hear that. They need to be engaged. And then we went to Paris, and so they got to choose a school that they were interested in. And then for each day, we gave them an activity. You've got 24 hours in this country. What are the things culturally that you want to go explore? And so we really made it kind of unique. So we went where we had to go.
Good. All right. Well, I'm glad that I think you're in the right spot. What do you think, Robert?
Absolutely.
You hired the right person?
Hey, there's no doubt. She's done amazing work with us, and she had an opportunity to come visit us before. We'd had her to speak when she was the executive director over at the Big Brothers Big Sisters program. So she's done amazing work for us. So it's like she's been there years. So we're very excited to have her. Very excited.
Fantastic.
Good. And Chaveevah, we've been thinking about getting him. Lori Dale said he's the one you need to get on the show. She's been saying that for years, and we're so glad to get him on the show.
Yes. The entirety of the UNIQ. Maybe a lot of people don't even understand what all kind of stuff goes on under that roof. So could you talk to us a little bit about, I guess it's like a motorcycle ride through a museum, but talk to us a little bit about all the things that happen.
Right. How do you get to be the executive director over the whole
everything?
UNIQ?
That's what I'm talking about.
Well, just, I've been very fortunate and blessed. And so, one thing I want to say about UNIQ is I have had the opportunity to work with wonderful people. Tony Stevens, who's from this community. I give Tony a lot of credit for over the time, and Inez Murtha. Inez Murtha, Tony and Inez, they're both from Waterloo. Inez almost worked at the university 50 years. Tony, I think it was 46, 47 years. And so I was around about 23 years old when I started working at UNIQ over 30 years ago. And so they really gave me and helped me get a foundation for this community, being that they were from this community. And I've learned over the years, Waterloo is a relationship town. It's a relationship town. I mean, it's you have to earn the respect from the people. No matter what your title is, no matter what side of the river you live on.
All right.
You got to earn it. And I learned that early on in my career here when I moved here, having worked with Tony Stevens, Inez Murtha, Mickey Johnson. You got to earn it. Can't talk your way into it.
How long have you been here?
I've been here since 1988.
88.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Home, home.
I've lived here twice as long as I'm from Dallas, Texas.
Oh.
So that's where I was born and raised. But I've lived in Waterloo twice as long as I did in Dallas. So.
It's like me in Chicago. Yeah.
And so that really helped me get the foundation. And so I became a director of the Education Opportunity Center program, which is the program that works with non-traditional students. So I became director fairly early in my career. I was very fortunate to get hired as a director right at about 25, 26 years old. So I got some experience, supervising, hiring, writing grants that, Dr. Charles Means, Richard Fry, those guys back in the day. So I really learned from the best in the work we do.
Sounds like it. Those are some big names you're throwing around.
Hey, hey, that's where I got my foundation from.
Sure.
And so, Mickey is retired, and so there's only one other individual that's at UNIQ now. Her name is Kathy Martin, and myself even remember the old UNIQ at 715 East 4th Street. So just try to imagine that our whole entire staff, only two of us even remember 715 East 4th Street. So,
Right.
so we have trio programs. We have the Upper Bound, Classic Upper Bound program that Yolanda is now directing. We have a talent search program which works with middle school, high school kids. That's about 1,200 kids that they work with, middle and high school. And then we have the adult program, which is the Education Opportunity Center program that is operated by Kathy Martin, and then Nicole Dillard, who's been here for a while, as assistant director of that position. And then we have a tutoring virtual program that we're launching.
Isn't that wonderful? I know people got to hear about that before we close.
Sure.
So I want you to talk about how a parent has a kid at home that's driving them nuts right now
Right.
because of COVID-19.
Right.
How can they get them tutored and maybe get the help that the parents aren't equipped to do or help with?
Well, if you can give us a call at UNIQ, we have a link that's out there now that we can definitely send the link that parents can sign up. So we're getting a lot of hits on that. And so we're working through, as Yolanda indicated, getting that set up so that we can help families and help young people get the necessary tutoring that they need. And so we're partnering up, obviously, with college students, that we make that match. And so we know it's going to be quite a bit of challenge for us, but we're looking forward to it because that's why we're there and we want to do what we can to help these young people get the necessary help that they need so that they don't fall behind in school.
Right. And then closing, Chaveevah, I think you had one last question. Are there any changes or procedures?
Oh, okay, yes. Any changes or procedures, or basically anything that you would like for parents, students to know right now, as far as, it's day to day. I know you don't have anything like written in stone, but it's marvelous the way that you all are anticipating as much as possible.
Yeah, and I think Yolanda said it best. We got a chance to do some things this summer with the summer program. Upper Bound kind of had to dive into it early, right away, because we wanted to make sure we got a summer component program up, virtual. So we kind of worked out a number of those kinks. And so Talent Search is doing something this summer, kind of doing a virtual program with their kids. So we've got some experience with it, and then so we're kind of waiting on what the Waterloo Public School does so that we can help make the adjustments to make sure we fall in line with what they're doing so that we'll know how to better serve our students and the parents and adults as well with our EOC tutoring program as well.
And lastly, will you please tell us your contact information and how can people get a hold of your website? And we'll share it on our wall too for the viewers that are watching now. Just watch in the comment section. We'll post that later.
Right,
But
right.
can you say the website?
Yes, I'm not www.eop.com. EOP.
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 EOP.com. All right.
And you can also find that looking at the university's website as well. So just as an extra hint, but we'll definitely share some information with you all so you can post that information.
And you all also have a presence on Facebook, right?
Yes, so we have programs that definitely have Facebook page.
Right. You guys sponsored us, the Upward Bound, the Talent Search and EOC both partnered with us, and we were so happy. So now during COVID, for those of you that don't know, we're not having sponsors anymore, but we'll just shout out folks for free because it's that time of our lives where we got to share and do the right thing.
Right, and that information is really vital to be out there. So in any way that we can be instrumental, if you all have things coming up that you need to get out there, we'd be happy to make mention of. So sure.
More than happy. And thank you for joining us. And now we know you've been waiting and practicing all week.
With bated breath, I tell you.
You guys do not want me singing by myself. You would never invite me back.
Okay, well you can warm up while we read these names. If you hear Robert over there going, me, that's what's happening. Happy birthday to Joyce Barbetti. Blue Meadows, Mills Culpepper, our guy that came, he was on our show.
Yes.
My girl, Kia Mabry, Punchy, yes. Nicole Brown Bird, Mrs. Nicole Brown Bird. Jean Fox,
Talia
Frazier, all right. Angela Frizzell Jones, and Mr. Solomon Funchez.
Yes, yes. We also want to say happy birthday to Alice Rarrett, Toya Hunter, my friend from Chicago, Kimosha Murphy, Mama Key, Daniel Zilk, Juliet Thurman Dunn, Phil Specht, and Derek J. Happy birthday to everyone.
Y'all want to stand up?
Sure.
Stand up. We're going to sing like they do in church. Everybody stand to your feet. It's time to sing happy birthday to all the birthday people. And we like to see we like to sing the Stevie Wonder version.
Okay.
And it goes something like this. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday, happy birthday to ya. Hey, happy birthday to ya. Look at the squirrels jumping. Happy birthday. Woo! All right. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. I feel like it's my birthday, y'all. Got me all excited.
We sounded good.
You see, he snuck that weed.
Yeah.
You heard him low. He contributed, though.
I got the happy birthday part.
Okay, I said we like he's speaking French now.
Right.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
It's been a fun show.
Thank you everyone so much. Thank you all for joining us by all
absolutely,
means.
absolutely.
And for the folks that watch, thank you for joining us with our little ups and downs. And hey, just be sure to keep doing more of what makes you awesome, because it makes us all look good.